Guess who it is? Me. Well, yeah, obviously. It's Aaron. That's me. Yeah. Today we were going to do redesigns of my old art because that's the title. Ugh. There we go. We are looking at 5 sketchbooks right now. I know it says 10. The reason being is, number 1, I have lost sketchbooks throughout the years, and reason number 2 is I already did redesigns of the first sketchbook in the last video. This is a part 2. You don't have to watch part 1, but this is a part 2. So I already did redesigns from the first sketchbook. So I guess it's this sketchbook's and this sketchbook's time. So you can wait nicely on the floor until I finish this one. All right? I looked through the sketchbook and I have decided on this page, specifically Money God, because she is the prettiest. So I was thinking either we could draw just the Money God, or we could draw multiple gods, including the Money God. So Money God, not sports or gaming, because I don't like those. Money God, Killing God, and we could do one other god. All right, I have chosen Dead God because everyone dies. It's what we all have in common, at least I think. Yeah, whatever. I chose Money God because Money God was the prettiest, and also I like money. I chose Love God because that's also something I want, but don't have. And I chose Animal God. I know it doesn't really match the list, but I like animals. I would say my 2 favorite as of now would be deer and bunnies. So we're gonna do that. Actually, that'd just be a jackalope. All right, so I have also decided the names of my characters. Why? Because it feels wrong to just call them like Money God and Death God and stuff like that. So this right here I'm drawing is Money God because they were here first, so obviously I'm gonna draw them first. Her name is Zinyo. I know that's a guy's name, but it fits her. This right here is the Death God, and he is Coloris because his OG drawing looks like a cow. This right here is our Love God named Morven, and this right here is our Animal God named Iris. All right, I have drawn them all, so that means it is time to... What is it time? Oh, outfits. Oh gosh, I'm tired. All right, I drew like a money bow on her because I didn't know what else to draw for a money god, but the money bow outfit came to mind. So this is what I drew. And now I just had to think of an actual top. Here is her outfit, and what do y'all think? This is the original, and this is her now. She has very messy hair here, so I'm gonna give her messy hair here as well. All right, now that we are 1/4 done, actually, no, wait, nope, that is not true. We still had to outline and color. So what I was trying to say before I got distracted is, I think it's time for story time. So we are going to be talking about a camping story, or no, not a camping story, a camp counselor story. So this was the summer between 5th and 6th grade. So if I were to guess, I would be 10 to 11 years old at the time. Let's hope that's right. But I was going off to this camp, and I brought a lot of stuff with me for this camp. So I had to pack up long after everyone else was done unpacking. And my oh so wonderful camp counselors decided to play a card game with everyone. And you know, I was still unpacking, so I decided to opt out of the game. After they were done playing, I think I was done unpacking. I was just like sitting and watching them play, or I was doing something else, but they told everyone to come pick up the cards and put them back in their deck. And since I wasn't playing the game, I was like, okay, well, I don't have to put up the cards because, I was busy unpacking. I didn't even mess with them. But no, Kate and Liz came and told me that I still had to put up the cards with everyone else. And I have always been big about fairness, especially when I was younger. And it is not fair for me to have to put up cards when I didn't mess with them. So you know what I said? I said no. No, I am not going to be putting up the cards. I do not care. Later that night, while everyone in the cabin was getting ready for bed, like brushing their teeth and taking showers, Kate and Liz called me outside to have a little talk. And they told me that my behavior was unacceptable and that I was very rude to them and that I needed to follow their rules. And I don't know what I did. I probably rolled my eyes or something because, the situation's stupid. I didn't mess with the cards. I was busy setting up my bed. And yeah, I rolled my eyes or I rolled my shoulders or I did something. And they said, I don't know which one, but they said that if I did not get my behavior in check, that they would call home and that this was warning number 1 out of 5 or out of 3. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. This has never happened before. I've never had any other problems with any other camp counselors. I'm like, geez, this is gonna be a long week ahead of me. I'm like, I just need to act better. Because you know what? I can kind of understand where they're coming from. I mean, I was kind of rude to them. So I kind of did deserve, to get a little bit in trouble. But the next thing that happened, I will not get over. And I refuse to think that I should have got in trouble for it. At my camp, you usually got to go to the pool or lake every single day. So this was the next day. So right after I first got into camp, the next day I went to the pool. And at the pool, you could take this test, or I don't know what to call it, but they make you swim in the 6-foot pool for a few seconds to decide if you can swim in that area or not. And I took the test and I got a wristband that said, all right, I am allowed to swim in the deep area. For some reason, I was in the 5-foot area or the smaller area where you didn't have to take the swim test. And I was I don't know what I was doing, but I was swimming underwater, going back and forth or something like that. But after a while, one of my camp counselors, I'm gonna guess Liz because I hated her the most, came up to me and said that I wasn't allowed to do that. And I'm very confused. I'm like, I'm not allowed to do what? What am I doing wrong now? And she told me that I was not allowed to swim underwater in the 5-foot area because the lifeguards would think I was drowning. Because apparently if you aren't in the 6-foot area, then you can't swim. And it's just so stupid because, everyone else was going underwater. We're kids, we're playing. So I'm like, this is stupid. So the second she left, guess what I did? I went back underwater and I did that again because it's stupid. Everyone else is going underwater. I've never gotten in trouble for this ever by any other camp counselors. And the lifeguards did not say anything. So no, I'm gonna go underwater and you're gonna deal with it. Well, she didn't like that one bit. I wonder why. But she came back over to me and said that since I wasn't following her rules, I would have to sit out of going in the pool that day, blah, 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 whatever. So I sat outside of the pool area until both my camp counselors came over to me. And they even said, I can tell by your face that you're upset. And I'm like, yeah, no duh, I'm upset. You just pulled me from the pool for swimming underwater like everyone else was doing. The lifeguards didn't say anything. I've never gotten in trouble for this before. And now I am getting a second warning that they're gonna call home and call my parents, all because I was doing something that I was allowed to do. I have finished his head, but I feel like Morven's head is a lot smaller than Coloris, and it is making me upset. Since she is an animal god and lives in a forest, that means her hair is going to be greasy. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. That's how hair works. At least that's how my hair would work if I lived in a forest. Actually, if I lived in the forest, I would just shave my head at that point. It'd probably be better. Oh no, wait, wintertime. So I have made the horns and the ears, and I just realized I didn't add anything jackalope, or I didn't add anything bunnyly, or oh, that is not a word. I didn't add anything in the bunny department. So we could add a bunny tail, but then we have no bunny. I just don't know if I should. I love bunnies, whatever. I'll do it anyway. A little more spots on her arms to show that she is a deer and bunny. All right, now that we're done with the basic drawing, we need to add more details to show that these are actually gods, so give me a sec. For some reason, I am having so much fun godifying them, or I don't even know what you would call it. All right, I have godified all of them. All right, let's check it out. Okay, for Xenial, I have given her a tail with those chip things at casinos, and I also gave her longer ears. For Coloris, I gave him a little moon on his head. He also has his little horn thing here, but that's whatever. For Morven, I have given him this black substance, and he has claws. Oh, I also gave him wings, and I think she is the most godified because she looks like a whole other species. I guess she technically is, but this is Iris, and this is how she is looking. The current time is 4 a.m., which means I should probably go to bed. You know, I'll stick it out for another hour, but I will do the outlining and coloring tomorrow, I guess, so good night. Guess who's back and guess who's outlining? I guess now would be a good time for a new story time, but I don't know what to talk about, so just give me a sec. How about a bully story? No, that's too sad. How about the story on how I got my first ever detention? Actually, no, that's also sad. You know what? No. I deserve to tell that story because it is actually stupid and I am still upset about it. So this is a very short story, but this happened in 7th grade. And in 7th grade, I was bullied from 3 people who sat at the lunch table across from me and my friend. At the lunch table, I don't want to say exactly what they said that day, but they said something very particular, and I started to cry. Yeah, I was a crybaby and very, very emotional when I was a kid. But this was the first time I cried about them. And after I started crying, they kind of stopped and didn't know what to do. And after a while of it, one of the counselors at our school came over to me and she told me that I had to stop crying because it was bothering the other tables around me and the other children, and I was disturbing everyone. And I told her these girls are being mean to me, they are bullying me, they have been, and you've seen it happen because you were in charge of watching the lunch tables. You have walked past our table when they're actively bullying me. And I didn't say that out loud. I just said they're bullying me. And the girls were we weren't doing anything. She just started crying. And I got detention that day. I don't know if it's because the counselor thought I was lying, or she said I was disturbing the other tables because I did not stop crying, but it was really annoying and I probably shouldn't have gotten in trouble. You know what? even if I was or wasn't lying, shouldn't the 3 girls across from me also get in trouble because you don't know? Or did she just automatically assume I was lying and got me in trouble? Or is it really because I was crying and it was disturbing the other people? Gosh, 7th grade just like sucked all around. Like even without the bullies, I mean, it just really sucked. I feel like that's like a universal experience for like every girl though. Like the worst years of your life will be 7th grade and 9th grade, and those were the worst years of my life. Ugh, at least I'm going into 10th grade next year because I feel like every year that is an even number is a good year. So, 11th grade is gonna suck. I actually think a lot of 11th graders do think it sucks. Okay, I accidentally smeared the red from her dress a little bit, but I covered it up with sparkles because, you can never go wrong with sparkles. And this is how she looks. I'm gonna have to add shadows later, but let's move on to Coloris. I have the flip-flopping hiccups. Coloris really needs to take some tips from Zinyo because his outfit is not the best. He could have put on something a little better, but it's okay. He's very excited he gets to dress himself, His parents were very overprotective, so he never got to do much for himself. And now he does, and now he's going crazy. Wouldn't it just be really funny if I made Morven Arrow Ace? I had a crush on someone Arrow Ace once. Yeah, I did. I had a crush on them for more than 3 years. And, maybe it was a little more than a crush. I was freaking obsessed with them. But I already asked them out twice, and they said they just wanted to be friends. And, I respect that, so I'm not going to ask you out anymore. But I will admire you, and I will still like you. And all my friends knew I liked them. I remember vividly, one night I tried to perform a ritual to make them like me. And not even 2 weeks later, they came out as Arrow Ace. And all our friends were supportive. I was also supportive, but it's just really sad. Like, now it really shows that I will truly never have a chance. I have no idea if I'm going to regret doing this hair color for Iris. It's very blue and it's very dark. I don't know how to feel about it. Oh, Iris, no one could ever make me hate you. And we are done. What do you guys think? Get over here. Is it better? Obviously, you can't get much worse than this, but do you guys like it is the question. We have Zennial, the gambler, the money god, Coloris, the death god, who's really bad at his job and loves humans. We have Morven, the Arrow Ace fella, who does not give a crap about love, but does his job well. And we have Iris, who is mute and hates everyone. All right, that's it for me. Oh wait. Shit. Yes, I forgot to add my signature. We're just gonna add a little heart here, even though that's usually not part of my signature, and we're done! Oh my gosh, I did not forget anything this time. Talking about my signature here. All right, now that is it for me. My next video will have something to do with my birthday, I guess. I don't know. And then after that, I can make a part 3, or I can do something else. But yeah, I would like to do a part 3 of this. Anyways, that's it for me. I love my gods, and good night.